featured prelim of the night. Helen Peralta is 33 years old, 6 years the elder of Caitlin Sammons. It is Peralta that stands 1 inch taller. Both have a 65-inch reach. For our official introductions of this flyweight fight, here's Joe Martinez.
Well, fight fans, we are set to go with the next fight tonight. 3 rounds, this in the flyweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in officially 125 1/4 pounds. Her professional record stands at 3 victories with 2 defeats. Fighting out of Fairfield, Iowa, here is Helen Ianza Peralta. And across the cage, her opponent fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 4 inches tall. She weighed in 125 pounds and holds a record of 3 victories with 1 defeat. Fighting out of Orlando, Florida, here is Caitlin Solis Sammons. And your referee in charge of the action is Marcio La Selva.
Flyweights featured in our final prelim of the night. It is Iowa's Helen Peralta meeting Florida's Caitlin Sammons. TJ DeSantis, Eve Edwards, Miesha Tate inside Memorial Hall, Kansas City, Kansas tonight for Invicta FC 44, a new era. It is a new weight class for Helen Peralta, previously fighting at 115 pounds, moves up to 125. She was confident, though, Miesha, that she wasn't going to lose any power fighting these heavier fighters. And like you said, the reputation of Helen Peralta, it's that she hits really hard.
Absolutely. We'll see if she can, continue to translate that power as she moves up in weight. What I'm liking so far in these opening moments is the movement of Sammons. Look, if I'm Sammons and I just got knocked out, let's say I'm going to give her some advice, it would be to double down on your confidence. You cannot hesitate with somebody like Peralta. You've got to go out there and pretend like that never happened, and actually you're more confident because of it. Easier said than done, but I like her movement right now. I really do. I like that she's moving. She's not, she doesn't look timid. She's not shy. You know, she's staying technically sound on the feet. These are all very important things. The body language is speaking loud and clear to Peralta. You know, it's not going to be as easy to knock me out as you might think.
Top of the hour, our pay-per-view is live. A championship doubleheader is headed your way. Strawweight title on the line when Emily Ducote takes on Danielle Taylor, and the bantamweight crown will be up for grabs when Lisa Verzosa takes on Tanisha Tennant.
I absolutely agree with that advice, Miesha. You gotta have a short-term memory, man. It's kind of like, it's like you just can't worry about the past when it comes to fighting and facing a new opponent. You know, it's like, how many interceptions did Tom Brady throw, right?
Right.
How many?
Who knows? I know he won 8 rings.
Fair enough.
Wow, and that was a great right hand, actually, that landed there for Sammons. You know, she needs to be aggressive on the feet. She needs to get it out of people's minds, and especially Peralta's, that, you know, that the knockout is going to be easy. That's very important. Mindset is huge going into a fight, and so far it looks like Sammons, again, maybe a testament to the people she surrounded herself with, you know, that the last fight doesn't matter anymore. She's moved on, she's learned, and she's progressing. So far, I think she looks excellent. Peralta looks, I mean, she looks like, you know, she's hunting right now.
That's exactly what I was thinking. She's stalking.
She is hunting, but she has taken the 2 hardest shots of this fight so far. Those were not play punches by Sammons, and that's what I'm talking about when I say double down. It's that. Be aggressive on your feet. Move strategically. Keep your eye on the prize. And when you throw hard. You have to establish yourself, especially when people might think that you have a weakness. You've got to go all in on that.
You mentioned that aggression of Helen Peralta. We've seen that in the past. Her last fight in Invicta, she defeated Jennifer Chang on 1 day's notice. She was cutting weight on the way down from Iowa, so she will always take a fight. And you know, tonight in a different weight class, going up to 125 pounds, she's very aggressive here, and you know, grappling here with Caitlin Sammons, who is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. So Peralta confident, really anywhere this fight will take place. But we also haven't really seen Sammons try to change things up and make this more of a grappling fight with her trying to get this fight to the floor.
No, I think Peralta wants to tie up with her, slow it down a little bit. It doesn't look like she's really fighting to get to the ground. She's throwing in some dirty boxing in here, but she's also trying to control position. She's confident in her strength. We know she has strength in her punches, and her punching power is there, but she's showing off some of that strength in just her body control right now. And I think that's what she wants to do. She just wants to establish that I'm the stronger woman in here. And when we get back to range, I'm going to bang your head off with my fist.
And you know what? Peralta wants to know where Salmons is so she can hit her. That's been, she has had a lot of trouble with that so far in this round, is that Salmons has been moving so quickly and so agile that everything that Peralta's tried to land just hasn't been there. When you end up in the clinch, you know exactly where that person is. They're connected to you. So we'll see if she can get some offensive strikes here, as I believe that's what she's looking, her task. I don't think she's trying to get this fight to the ground, as you mentioned, Yves. I think she wants to keep it standing, but do damage here.
We saw Salmons go with the foot stomps there. Is that a sign of frustration at all by Caitlin?
It's a sign of just a lack of weapons that she's able to use right now. She's turned Peralta around once or twice, and every time she's done that, Peralta just immediately turned her back to the fence, and she can't, she's underhooked, she can't pummel in, and so Peralta just has all the position right now. The only weapon she has really is those foot stomps to try and just break some of that posture and turn Peralta off the fence.
5 minutes down here between these flyweights. Caitlin Salmons, Helen Peralta. On paper, it was a bit of a striker versus grappler. Are you surprised, though, at all, Miesha, that we saw Helen Peralta engage in the clinching sequences there?
Well, when you look at this on paper, you could definitely make an argument that that's a surprising game plan. However, you have to expect the unexpected. This is MMA. I understand that Peralta is, she's 2-0 in bare knuckle boxing, and she's fought some stiff competition over there. I mean, we have no doubt in the power of her hands, but you know what? She might just be coming with a different game plan because she wants to do the unexpected, right? It's the shots that you don't see coming, and I mean that, metaphorically speaking, in the whole game of MMA. It's the things that you didn't prepare for, right? Or that your opponent didn't prepare for that are going to get you to places that you want to be or you don't want to be. So maybe Peralta, maybe she found this evolution in her game, and she wants to test herself out more in the clinch.
I wonder if Peralta's a little concerned with that black belt and the takedown ability of Salmons, because she has hand speed, but she's throwing single shots. She's not throwing combinations. She's throwing one or two big punches and staying on the outside. And then when she does tie up, that's when she's looking to do the dirty boxing. So I wonder if she's concerned with her changing levels on her and getting beneath her hips.
Round 2 underway. We see all 3 judges siding with Helen Peralta in that opening frame.
Yeah, she controlled position. She landed a few of the big shots, but really it was the control of the position, I think, that won her that round. Now she's throwing a little more combinations, but she's still throwing them from a distance. When you're throwing power shots from a distance, they should be straight stuff. You're going to fall short a lot when you start throwing looping punches from a distance.
Well, what we're seeing with Salmons, too, is that she's slowing down in her lateral movement. She's not moving as quickly, and that takes a lot of energy to constantly change directions, to shift your weight from one direction to another. And as she slows down, look, you see the hunting we were talking about in the first round with Peralta. She's starting to find a home for those strikes that she was trying to land in the first. Now it's coming to fruition.
I would like to see Peralta go to the body with that left hook. She's trying to land that shot to the head, but she's falling short. And sometimes it's because Salmon's leaning back out of the way, too.
Seeing a lot more kicking between these athletes here in the second round.
I think Peralta wants to keep that range, except when she's throwing these punches, because, yeah, she feels Salmons wants to take down. She just said no. No takedown for you.
You can see the confidence there growing.
Ooh, the speed, Peralta, man. She is really starting to She's picking up a pace in a different kind of way. I mean, we don't see a lot of frantic movement. She's very calculated, but make no mistake, she is picking up the pace in this fight because of the speed, the accuracy that she's using in combination here. These shots are going to start. There you see it. They're going to start to become deadly shots, and I think Salmons is recognizing that, and we see a little bit of a different, maybe a notch down in her confidence, maybe a little bit of fatigue setting in. She's definitely starting to eat some of the shots that she was evading in the first round.
A nice right hand found a home for Kaitlin Salmons, but Peralta ate it and is still just marching forward.
What I like to see Salmons do is throw a combination and pull out from the engagement, then throw another combination, pull out from the engagement, and then change levels.
It's almost as Helen Peralta is not afraid to get hit by the shots of Kaitlin Salmons here.
I think she sees the small shots coming. The big ones she's getting out of the way of, but the straight stuff down the middle, I don't think she's worried about that. Like she's backing up with her hands down.
Now we see a clinch engaged there by Salmons.
She digs the unhook and turns her.
That range control of Peralta, that jab, that hurt. That actually stunned Salmons, and hence why I think she's getting a little desperate for the clinch now. All the movement that came in the first round slowed down a little bit, and she's not able to deliver on that. And Peralta, very dangerous woman to stand on the feet with. I know two great striking teammates of mine both succumbed to Peralta and her power punches. So I know that Peralta is no joke. She is a real serious threat on the feet. So this is smart of Salmons. Even if her back's against the cage, I think she needs to regroup right here and figure out exactly the best way to navigate this momentum sway that's going Peralta's direction.
And for Helen moving up to 125 pounds from strawweight, we sort of wondered what her power would be like in her hands. I think we're seeing that power, but also in the grappling here as well. She's very strong on the inside here in these clinch positions.
Yeah, she's a powerful woman, and she's displaying that now. She's taking advantage of it too. Every time that Salmons wants to tie up with her, she's making sure that her back is not on the fence. She's winning all the positions, and then when they're out in the open, she's looking to land that big shot, man. And I'm here for it.
Me too. I second that. You know, sometimes cutting more weight is not the answer. Sometimes it takes away from your performance in the latter rounds, and you know, you end up feeling the exhaustion and fatigue set in sooner because you gave half of your, or more, of what you had in the gas tank in the weight cut. Weight cut should not be the first fight, right? You should be able to dedicate everything to the fight, and I think that's what you're seeing with Peralta here. She looks as fresh, better than she did the first round.
10 minutes in the books now between these flyweights, Helen Peralta and Kaitlin Salmons going to their corners for the final time. Misha, walk us through some of this action.
Oh, there's a beautiful little snap kick right there. She kind of cut that right up the center here. And, okay, she slipped most of that jab. Here was the clinch, right, that Salmons decided she wanted to get into because she was getting touched on the feet. She didn't like that kind of pressure, so it was wise of her. We'll see what her coaches give her the advice, because of the two, I definitely think it's Salmons who needs to make some adjustments in the third round.
Coming up top of the hour, our pay-per-view is live with a championship doubleheader. We see Emily Ducote and Danielle Taylor square off for the strawweight crown, while the Battle Angel, Lisa Verzosa, and triple threat Tanisha Tennant will vie for bantamweight gold. It's Invicta FC 44, top of the hour, only on pay-per-view. We are headed to our third and final round here between Kaitlin Salmons and Helen Peralta. TJ DeSantis, Misha Tate, Eve Edwards, live here in Kansas City inside Memorial Hall. Our third and final round underway. We'll see the adjustments made here. The judges have already figured this one out on the scorecards. 2018 across the board for Helen Peralta. Any surprises there, even that second round with the judges scoring it that way?
No surprises. I mean, Peralta's showing the same things in both rounds so far. She's showing that she's a stronger woman, faster with the punches, landing the better shots on the outside. But here's where I feel that Salmons is getting desperate. She really wants these takedowns, and she's reaching for some really bad positions in some of these tie-ups that could put her in a bad position, in a really bad spot. She can get put on the bottom, and I don't necessarily know if, even if you're a black belt, if you want someone as strong as Peralta on top of you.
No. The answer is no. You do not.
But desperation is something that Salmons has to feel, right? She knows she's down on the judges' scorecards 2-0. So, Miesha, what does Kaitlyn need to do without getting too desperate here and throwing away the fight?
Well, look, she has 4 minutes left to work. I mean, I think she needs to focus getting her back off the cage. That's what I was going to say, right? Reverse the position. Let's start with a position before submission. You know, again, here, though, she's just finding herself outmaneuvered, but she's giving up double underhooks here. So again, this boils down to staying in good fundamentals, good basics, dig the underhook, right? Get the position back, and then work to get more offense, more offensive. Salmons, we've seen her kind of chip away a little bit at the legs of Peralta and try those foot stomps, and those are all an effort to disrupt the base of Peralta because she has such a good base. She's been able to hold Salmons here the majority of the time that they've been clinched up. So I think Salmons is, desperately trying to give any disruption, but to no avail so far. The majority of this, here we go. Okay, that was a good drive forward. She was able to use the angle there, and now we see if Salmons can look to get offensive here and get this fight to the ground. I mean, she does sport a black belt, so, right, you'd make a good argument that if she got this fight to the ground, you'd think she would have the advantage.
At least a much better shot at getting the W than she has in these positions. I think what Salmons needs to do mostly is change the game. Right now she's fighting fire with fire.
And it's all upper body, right?
And she's fighting the stronger woman in her strength. She needs to change the game. She needs to separate and attack the legs. Don't come in on these body lock tie-ups. Take a shot, change levels, take a shot, try to get to those legs and attack her lower base, because going chest to chest, arm to arm against Peralta is not working out for her.
No, she's trying here very diligently to get the space, but what ends up happening is Peralta kind of parries that pressure, if you will, almost like a punch, and she just slips the pressure from one side to the other, transitioning it, really not allowing Salmons to settle in with any real offense. But we'll see here. Now she's going for a leg trip. Here we go. There's more of a lower body attack. Didn't have quite the drive she needed to finish that shot, though. And, this is late in the third round.
And that's about head position, right? Where her head was in that attempt.
Exactly, and the explosivity, she lacks a little bit of that there. But it's late in the third round. It's more difficult to have that explosive power the later the round goes.
And credit to Helen Peralta here, moving up, showing that she's a stronger woman, but also stronger in the cardio department. She's not fading here and allowing Salmons to get back into the fight. One minute left here in this third and final round. See if Salmons can really sell out for something and try to make something happen, because time is definitely not on her side.
Okay, now at this point, when you have 1 minute left in the fight, I don't disagree with pulling guard. She's clearly lost the first 2 rounds. She has to try to make something happen. She has to get a finish. I mean, if she knows how to do a flying triangle or flying armbar, now's the time. There's 30 seconds on the clock.
But those moves take some explosion.
They certainly do, but I mean, if it's the last one you've got, muster it up. It's a last-ditch effort. I mean, you want to try to win or not, because this is not going to carry her to victory. This kind of a pace, she's got to do something big here.
Final 10 seconds left in this fight. Helen Peralta, Kaitlyn Salmons putting in the work. 15 minutes just about in the books. Our official decision is next. It's Invicta FC on Access TV. 15 minutes down between these flyweights, and a nice solid showing for the new flyweight in Helen Peralta. Really strong and game throughout. Salmons tried to make something happen, but again, Peralta just too strong in those clinch situations, and again, strong in that cardio department, Eve. She really never took a step back. She was able to, out-muscle Caitlin Salmons, who tried to get back into this fight and make something happen in the third. It just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, it was just obvious that she was a more powerful woman in there. Caitlin Salmons wasn't able to redirect that pressure that Peralta was able to throw back at her, wasn't able to redirect the power, wasn't able to change levels, get down to those legs. Peralta just did everything she needed to do, but she did it very basically. Just digging the underhook, picking her back up, keeping her on the end, turning Salmons back onto the fence. Peralta almost never had her back on the fence. Just fought a very smart fight, and being the stronger woman out there. That was really impressive.
Helen Peralta also showing that you can move up a weight class and not have to go through a terrible cut and be just as strong as you were at strawweight. I was quite impressed with Helen Peralta's ability to remain the stronger fighter and stronger woman in this matchup when she was going up against someone who, is a proven flyweight commodity.
Strong is a great word to describe Peralta. I think mentally, physically, I think she has a high fight IQ. Really impressive performance, what she was able to do, moving up a weight class, and just a testament to this woman's ability. What is going to stop her? I don't know. I already know she hits hard. Two of my teammates have told me she is the hardest hitting woman either of them have ever faced. So if that's not saying something, we'll see how she continues to develop in this weight class, right? She's in uncharted territory right now.
She looks pretty happy with her performance as the judges tally their 10s and 9s. We'll see her move forward. But again, she was very strong at strawweight, and again, proving to be pretty difficult for any woman standing in her way at 125 pounds as well. Helen Peralta now training out of Philadelphia, probably going home with a win. We'll make it official in a moment. We are back here live on Access TV. Helen Peralta and Caitlin Salmons have fought for 15 minutes, and to make this one official, here's Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges see it 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Helen Peralta.
No surprise there. A unanimous decision goes the way of Helen Peralta, victorious in her flyweight debut. Stronger than ever. You got to believe that she is going to be a factor here as we move forward.